3 kitchen hacks you probably didn't know. Add a teaspoon of baking soda to your tomato sauce. Baking soda helps neutralize the intense acidity of tomatoes, making the sauce milder, smoother, and gentler on your stomach. It's a great way to make it taste better, even for those sensitive to acidic foods. Add a few drops of lemon juice to spinach. This simple trick not only brightens the flavor, but also helps your body absorb valuable nutrients from spinach, like iron. It's perfect for anyone wanting to get the most out of their veggies. When cooking red beans, add a bit of apple cider vinegar. Vinegar helps break down compounds that usually cause gas and discomfort after eating. It makes beans easier to digest. Just a few easy additions can make a big difference in everyday cooking. Place your hand on the edge of the dough and gently spread your fingers. With the other hand, lightly pull the dough between the fingers. This way you'll shape beautiful, even petals. It's an easy trick to give your dough a decorative shape. Take a piece of parchment paper and snip each edge with scissors, being careful not to cut all the way through. Place the paper in a muffin tin and press it down with the bottom of a glass to shape it perfectly. Now pour in the batter. These DIY liners work great, and your cupcakes will look flawless. Try this trick next time you bake. Coat a spoon with oil and spread it evenly. Then add honey and see how easily it slides off. No sticking to the spoon. An easy way to separate yolk from white. Just use a plastic bottle. Gently squeeze it, place it over the yolk, and release. The yolk goes right into the bottle, leaving the white behind. First, snip the corners of the parchment paper. Then, pour a little water on the baking tray and lay the paper on top. This keeps the paper from shifting and makes baking easier. Before placing paper liners in the muffin tray, pour some dry rice into each cavity. The rice absorbs excess moisture. Now place the liners, pour in the batter, and bake. After baking, the muffins come out easily with perfectly dry, crispy bottoms. Place plastic wrap in the freezer for a few minutes. Once chilled, it's easier to tear off and won't stick together. Try this trick. Fold a standard sheet of parchment paper in half, then fold it again. Fold it into a triangle shape. Place the pointed end at the center of the baking pan. Trim off the excess paper that extends beyond the edge. When you unfold the paper, you'll have a perfectly sized round sheet for your pan. Don't store flour in the pantry with other foods. Keep it in the freezer to protect it from pantry moths and extend its freshness. Place a champagne glass on the tomato slices. This way, you'll prepare something truly special. You've never had tomatoes like this before. It's a perfect idea for breakfast or a snack. Choose ripe tomatoes and cut them into slices. Lay the slices out on a cutting board, then use a champagne glass to cut out the center of each slice and set the rings aside. Finely chop the removed tomato flesh and place it in a bowl. Next, snip some chives into the bowl using scissors. Add 1 cup of all-purpose flour to the mixture, then crack in 2 eggs. Season with salt, pepper, garlic, or your favorite spices. Mix everything well. Heat some olive oil in a pan and place the tomato rings on it, filling each with a spoonful of the prepared mixture. Use about 1 tablespoon per ring. Cover the pan and cook over low heat until the bottom is golden brown. Then carefully flip each one over. Once cooked, garnish the tomato pancakes with fresh chives. Serve them right away. This simple dish will impress everyone with its taste and appearance. Take 1 onion and a jar lid. A friend from China taught me this trick, and what you can do with them is amazing. Choose large, nice onions. Peel them if needed, and cut off the stem ends. Clean the roots, but don't cut off too much. Place the prepared onion on the jar lid. Cut it in half. The lid will prevent you from cutting all the way through. Now, slice it again crosswise and continue cutting as shown in the video. This way, you'll slice it into many parts, but the onion won't fall apart. It will look like a flower. Do the same with the other onions, exactly as with the first one. Take a large bowl and fill it with water. Soak the sliced onions in the water for 1 hour, then dry them. In a separate bowl, crack 2 eggs and whisk them into a smooth mixture. Add 100 milliliters of milk and whisk again. In another dish, prepare flour. Add salt, pepper, and sweet paprika, mixing them well into the flour. Now take the first onion. It should be fairly dry by now. Dip it in the egg mixture thoroughly, especially in the cuts. Then coat the onion in the flour mixture, making sure it's well covered. Heat oil in a pot. Place the onion in the oil and fry it until golden brown. Turn it over to fry the other side well. Once done, place it on a plate. Serve with tomato sauce. Simply pull apart individual petals of the onion and enjoy their unique flavor. This trick is as old as the first stockings. You just need to take an onion and put it into the stocking. Tie a knot and add the next onions one by one. Separate each with a knot. Now hang them up in your kitchen and cut off only the onion you want to use. Onions tend to rot and contaminate other vegetables. Storing them this way prevents that problem. Use tape to keep tomatoes fresh for longer. Tape protects them from spoiling. The spot where the tomato was separated from the stem is more vulnerable to bacteria and moisture, which can speed up the rotting process. By covering this spot with tape, you create a barrier that keeps harmful elements out and extends the freshness of the tomato. Place a piece of celery in the bag with your toast bread, and you'll notice and taste the difference. Toast bread spoils quickly after opening, but if you add a bit of celery, you'll save the whole loaf. Celery releases moisture that prevents the bread from drying out and protects it from mold. Potatoes and apples are a great combination. You just need to place 2 large apples in the basket with your potatoes and cover them with a kitchen towel. The gas released by the apples prevents the potatoes from sprouting. With this method, your potatoes will stay fresh and good for longer. I add 1 teaspoon to the boiling broad beans. Thanks to this detail, it does not cause bloating. There is a way that will allow you to enjoy the delicious taste of broad beans without being subjected to troublesome and embarrassing bloating. Prepare broad beans for cooking as before. That is, rinse them in cold water. Put it in boiling water like this. Boil the broad beans for no longer than 30 minutes. It is then ready for consumption. Its skin will become wrinkled. Now pay attention. After 3 minutes of boiling, throw a tablespoon of salt into it. Then add a tablespoon of sugar. The next ingredient is dill. The secret ingredient to add last is cumin. Add a tablespoon of it. It is the cumin and dill that is the whole secret of not bloating broad beans. It is the addition of cumin to the pot of boiling broad beans that eases digestive disorders, stimulates the secretion of enzymes by the pancreas, and makes broad beans easily digestible and gentle on the stomach. On the other hand, if you add a handful of fresh dill, the broad beans will have a pleasant aroma, and unpleasant discomfort should not occur. Broad beans are very healthy, so it is not worth giving up eating them. The season for broad beans is short, from June to August. It is worth enjoying its taste.